Hey, what's up guys? It's Edward Muñoz from UnleashYourChampion.com, and today's video is called The Power of Letting Go Things with Velocity. Well, instead of just sharing with you some of the principles that I have in mind that I desperately want to share with you, let me start off this video with a story. One of the other day I was talking to one of my business associates, and I basically called him out on his crap. I said, yo dude, what's going on with you, man? Lately you're not in action, you're not in beast mode, I'm not seeing you, being as aggressive as you normally are. I could tell. So what's going on? He says, well, this, that, and he started giving me excuses. And all great leaders never listen to the excuses of their teammates, associates, or followers. They only see their greatness. And that's exactly what I was focusing on. I was focusing on his greatness. And I said, wait. I don't want to hear that. So cut it out. Let's go back. Why are you not taking action? Well, because of that. And then I asked him a very powerful question because I was trying to get to the root of the matter. And then I asked him, so when that happened 3 weeks ago, because he said that something happened 3 weeks ago, and he noticed that since that moment, he has not been his normal self. I said, okay. Well, when that happened 3 weeks ago, what did you make that mean? And he said, what do you mean? And I said, no. Don't ask me questions. I'm the coach here. I'm asking you, what did you make that mean? Because as a coach, I was trying to get to the root of the matter. Well, he thought for a second. And he says, yeah. What I made it mean was that I'm a failure. I said, okay, perfect. So what you made it mean in that moment was that you are a failure. What else did you make it mean? That this ain't going to work, this business that we're getting off the ground is way too difficult, and we're not ready to, this is not the right time to get it off the ground, or something like that. I said, perfect. What do you mean perfect? So he started to get defensive with me. I said, no. It's perfect that we are distinguishing what was it that you said to yourself that stopped you from taking action. Not perfect that happened, but perfect that you are now, at this very moment, distinguishing what is in your way. Because when you distinguish it, then you can see your mental barrier. What you can't see rules you. What you can't see rules you. And that is exactly what I said to him. This is actually ruling you and dominating you. So, this is what we need to do. I need you right now to let go of that story that you made up. It's unreal. You made up that story. Do you know that? And that story has become your barrier. And if we don't get rid of that story, it's going to continue in the background, ruling you from creating massive success. Yo, dude, you're not going to move forward in life. You're not going to generate more sales. You're not going to pay off your debt. And this message is for you guys. This is what I said to him, but this message is for you. You're not going to move forward living in a life that you created that's not real. Step one, just get that you created that story. It's a bunch of crap. It doesn't exist. You created it, right? So I told him, can you let go of that story? And he says, well, I guess I could. And then we talked about other things that he needed to let go of. He was upset at his brother. He was very upset at his brother. And he was upset at someone else as well. And I helped him make this long list of all of these things that were his mental barriers. Things that he was holding on to, that he was holding a grudge onto. And I said, dude, we need to let go of all these things so you can move forward with velocity, bro. So check it out. I need you right now. If you're watching this video, I need you to make a mental list right now of 2 or 3 things. At a very minimum, one thing that you need to let go of so that you can start moving forward in a new direction again, right now. So you may be wondering, how can you possibly let go of all these negative emotions and thoughts that are not serving you? As a matter of fact, they are destroying you and holding you back. So how do you let go of these things? Well, it's very simple. It's so simple that you will not do it. Trust me, you probably won't do it. But if you do it, woo, you're going to get a new sense of freedom. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel light. And you're going to get back into massive action. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be in massive action. You feeling me? You listening to me? This message is for you today. If you're here watching this video right now, it's because this message is the message that you needed to hear today at this very moment. So check it out. How you let go of things is by verbally declaring out loud, I am going to let go feeling mad at myself. I'm going to let go feeling like a failure. I'm going to forgive my brother, my sister, my friend. I'm going to forgive myself for that mistake I made a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 years ago. For example, guys, I sold a building in Bushwick, Brooklyn in 2011. Made about $120,000 when I sold it. Probably had the building for like 4 years. So I bought the building in 2003, sold it in 2007, made about $120,000 or $110,000, something like that. I did not know that that area was in the process of gentrification. And trust me, in the next 7 years, the value went through the roof. That building today is worth approximately $2.2 million. So instead of making $120,000, I should have had an equity in that building right now. If I was still the owner right now, I would have had at least, let me see, $1.5, $1.6 million worth of equity in that building. And for a little while, that was really bothering me because an investor called me about 2 years ago at the recording of this video. Yeah, let me go back 2 years. About 2 years ago, in 2014, 2015, an investor called me and said, hey, I want to buy your building. And I said, I'm not the owner no more. Too bad, because if you were the owner, I would buy it for $2.1 million, assuming it was in pretty good condition. I said it was in great condition. So for a moment, that really bothered me. That really, really bothered me. I said, man, I could have had $1.5 million worth of equity in that building. And that was bothering me mentally, emotionally. I was mad at myself. Man, why did you do that, Edward? Why didn't you do your research? And I was just beating myself up, beating myself up, beating myself up. I was mentally bullying myself. I know you do the same. Don't judge me. But finally, I chose to let that go. I said, Edward, that's the past. I couldn't predict the future at that moment. I did what I did, and that's it. No story. No story, Edward. Cut it out. I forgave myself. And the moment that I forgave myself, I empowered myself to focus on the next deals. Because if you're focusing on all these things from the past, they're holding you back in the present. So you need to forgive yourself. Today I'm inviting you to forgive yourself of all those things. So it all starts with a verbal declaration. You can verbally declare out loud. And after you say it, take a deep breath. I am forgiving myself for making the mistake of selling that building when I did. I am choosing to forgive my brother, my sister, my business partner, my husband, or my wife for something they did or said or didn't do. Verbally declare it out loud. Take a deep breath and choose to not even think about that thought no more. Do not let that thought own a piece of real estate in your brain. And in that moment, you gave it up, and in that moment, it stopped ruling you. It stopped dominating you. And now you can start moving forward again. Hey, Edward, that sounds really easy. You know, the concept sounds really easy, but man, you don't know my story. Man, you just don't know what I've been through. Let me tell you something, guy. Your story is chocolate, mine is vanilla, Joe's is strawberry. Everybody has the different version. But you cannot move forward until you let it go. There are thousands of videos on YouTube on this very topic. Forget about the thousands of videos. You're watching this video here right now. And today, at this moment, at this very moment, not tomorrow, not a week from now, not 3 years from now, at this very moment, whatever it is, whether you were raped, molested, stolen from, cheated, abused, whatever, let it go. Take back your life. Take ownership of your life. Until you don't let it go, you cannot take ownership of your life. So this next piece of message is for you, the person that still is having trouble letting go of things. So for example, pretend that you are holding up a bottle of water. Okay, and you're holding it straight ahead. If I asked you to hold up this bottle of water for 10 seconds, could you do it? 10 seconds, a bottle of water. Could you do it? Of course you could. It wouldn't even bother you. It wouldn't even faze you. Now, if I told you to hold out that arm for 30 seconds, could you do it with the, holding the bottle of water? A regular 16-ounce bottle of water, could you do it? Of course you could. What's 30 seconds? 30 seconds ain't nothing. If I told you to do it for 3 minutes, could you do it? Of course you could do it. It probably hurt a little bit, but you could. Now, if I told you to hold it out for 1 hour, could you do it? Well, 16-ounce, bottle of water, no big deal, but 1 hour? Come on, man. That's going to hurt like hell. But you could do it. You could do it. Now, if I told you to do that for 24 hours, you know what that would do to your body? If you tried to hold that bottle of water with your arm extended for 24 hours, what eventually would happen is that the blood circulation in your body will slow down. Your body will go numb. You probably would end up in a hospital. But if you would have chose within 10 seconds of holding that bottle of water just to release, you would have never ended up in the hospital. And this relates to you. You see, you're holding on to something that may seem insignificant. Like, I'm not going to worry about that thing. Yes, you are worrying about it, brother. Yes, you are. If you chose to let it go now, you won't put yourself through all this mental and emotional torture. You won't end up in the hospital of life where you're depressed And now there's a physical and emotional and well-being impact. There's an impact. You can choose to let go by choosing to let go. Choose to let it go right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. I promise you, I'm going to end with this. I promise you that if you let go of things quicker with velocity, just as fast as I'm saying these words, quicker with velocity. Every time a negative thought comes to your mind, let it go, let it go, let it go. Every time someone hurts you, let it go, let it go. Come on, man, leave the drama for your mama. Let go of things with velocity. If you train yourself, you have to train yourself. I can't do it for you. Your mother, your friend, your business partner, no one's going to do it for you. If you train yourself to let go of things with velocity, anytime a negative thought comes to your mind, anytime something happens, anytime someone does something to you that you don't agree with, and you choose to let that go with velocity, trust me, you will start succeeding way faster in the world of business. You will start hitting income goals way faster than you ever thought possible. You will start achieving all of your goals way faster. So I'm not making this up. This is very real. What are you going to do with the information I just shared with you today? Are you actually going to do something with the information that I shared with you today? One more thing. I do not know if you know this little piece of trivia, but the Buddhist monks in the Himalaya mountains believe that life is not about adding, but subtracting. You see, they believe that if you are constantly subtracting and letting go through meditation and different practices, letting go of all of these things that are in your way, they believe that then you can start to multiply forward with velocity. Because now you are in an empowered space to move forward because there's nothing in your way. So they believe that you should constantly always be subtracting. So instead of adding more, let's follow their philosophy. Let's start subtracting more. And the more we subtract, according to them, then we start to multiply. So there are people that want to add more by adding more knowledge, adding more how-to, adding more of this to their life. And the Buddhists believe that, hey, no, let's start subtracting, because when you start subtracting every day on a constant basis, everything that's there that's in your way, when you start subtracting, then instead of adding, you start to multiply. You become to multiply in results and in your own personal transformation. So there you go, guys. Now it's up to you what you're going to do with this information. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please share it on all your social media channels and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're pumping out some pretty awesome videos every single week. Bye for now.